Hi, this is Brennan, and this is why Fallout 76 does not compare to my 100 level tower in Fallout 4. Now this is kind of my little rant on Fallout 76. So just a heads up there. Yeah. So of course, if you don't already know that Fallout 76 is a full-priced early access game. I won't be purchasing it, and even if they do fix all of the bugs, I won't even be purchasing that unless it actually has a single K offline component where the character may not able to go online, but I can still have my Fallout 76 experience, even if it's by myself. That's kind of fine because I definitely like to change things up, as you can definitely see here. Of course, my first kind of change, of course, is the weight limit, and my weight limit is huge at 300,000. And of course, as you can see, my building limit, you definitely have a building limit in Fallout 76. Most people, places I've seen, actually build something only 2 or 3 levels high, and it's filled with nothing much, and they basically reach their building capacity. Now, yes, possibly there is like 24 other players in the server, and it's all fully active at any time. But that was kind of a bad choice that I kind of reckon, because just doing the math of it, that wouldn't have freaking worked anyway. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. I think it was bold, but I think nobody worked out in the meeting that it would be not possible. But then, of course, it was marketed that way. So I don't know. Basically, the same kind of marketing rubbish that was done in No Man's Sky, and that, of course, you could say became a better game. They even made a version 2.0. It's not the same game that came out, and it was basically a full-priced. Also, I would call it a full-priced early access game. So I would like this kind of shit not to happen anymore, but kind of seems that way. That they are going to be the case. So. Guess we'll be just spending most of my time playing Fallout 4 and such, but I think this is a worldwide investment, especially what I can do with all the mods and, of course, building and construction. So it is not too bad playing an old game and such. So.
I don't mind hoofing it as long as there's some excitement at the end of the road.
But yeah, we're seeing the lovely sights of Boston right up here in my penthouse suite. As you can see, it pretty much towers over everything else. That building over there, I think it's the Mass Fusion building, that was the tallest. But as you can see, mine completely towers over that. And of course, where the Pridwin is, and yeah, and over this. So this building has pretty much all the amenities and stuff. You can't see the power and the water on top of the roof, but yep, and it houses everything. So and more, and more than what you could do in 76 multiplayer. But then, of course, they said it was just marketed to playing with friends, but To me, it kind of stripped everything out. What a Fallout kind of game would have been. If there was PvP, well, you know, there's PvP. It would pretty much, that would be it. You just have to stick with that. Basically, everything that weapon drops is weapon drops. So in that kind of survival thing, if you die, of course, you kind of lose everything. Which meant, of course, you had to do other things, like in most other types like that, which you group together. And of course, if you can't group together, well, then who knows. But then again, I never kind of liked those games, and I don't think they've ever actually played those types of games. So they're trying to emulate a game that they've never actually played. And to me, those games are predatory. They're, you know, you prey on other people. You kill on sight. Not a very good game mechanic. You don't build kind of relationships, or you can, but you know, it's through random encounters. But still, both parties can still thingos. You can still betray your party member at any point, which would probably be the same if they were trying to thing. But it should have been basically just a Fallout game with a 4-player co-op. That would have been the better kind of entry that they would have should have made. That would have got them into the netcode and seeing what issues they would have. But you know, they wanted to dive in. They thought they could do it, and of course, they said they did it. And of course, as you can see, the final product is, well, as I said, early access. And of course, they didn't want to change the pricing on it, so which is not too hard. You know, they could say from the distributors. You know, on our next game, you can either get a discount and then discount all the games to, you know, a third of its price. We'll mark it as a early access because we have to get it out, and who knows? I mean, it would have made a big PR kind of mess, but you would have saved face when it came out to the product, and then people wouldn't have had such of a contention over it. But it is what it is, and that is pretty much the way they're trying to make games of the future. In that, well, who knows? Other studios may say not, but you know, Bethesda have pretty much set a precedent now. If your game isn't top shit, well, you know what? I ain't gonna buy it. And as most people, you know, that's why I still don't know why people buy Call of Duty and Battlefield and such. So who knows? I kind of had enough of those games a long time ago, but I guess still some people do, especially with all those other types of sports games. But I don't know. Whatever. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just something to buy. Maybe you should go back and play some old games that you kind of like that you enjoyed. Mod them or do other things to them. But anyway, that's your choice. I'm not supposed here to influence you. I'm just going to say what I say. That yeah. And I'll pretty much wait till the end of the cycle of the games to buy them. So after all their DLCs and stuff, so I kind of urge people to kind of do that. Yeah, and then game companies will actually release full games if they want your money. Then you say, well, you have to give me a good product. Anyway, but you know, if at the moment, if still people are willing to buy
but this'll do.
inferior products at full price. It will continue that way. I mean, I'll save money because I'm not buying this stuff, but I don't know. Kind of urge people not to buy it. You know, put value in what it is, but yeah. Either that, or you find stores that enable you to buy it and enable you to refund it within a certain period of time, and such. So that if it is not as advertised, you can definitely take it back. Like as most of our other retail bits have that kind of clause into it, and with the software, with all these digital kind of things and stuff, that's what they do. So I say best to wait and to see what it is. And of course, if you want to make the jump of it and spend your money, that's your own choice. But anyway, let's continue looking at my awesome tower. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Even though it does look elegant in its simplicity. Anyway, just watch the numbers as we go right down to the bottom floor. I labelled every level. Although my settlers seem to want to stick around here, as I found out that settlers will only go up to the 2nd level and possibly the 3rd level. So I don't know, the waypoint pathfinding, and of course I made their home on the 8th level. So we'll go to the 8th level up here. And of course it's pretty much bare. Even though I've signed settlers to these stores and stuff, and also to farming.
What's that?
They don't come up here. Or even they don't pop in. They're supposed to. They're supposed to be up here. These are all, you know, nav meshed. It's not that hard. It's just multiple stories going downwards. As what I'm seeing. There's nothing all that different. But yeah.
Farming's as honest work gets.
They all seem to want to stay down here. And of course I cleaned this up. This, of course, this location, of course, is Hangman's Alley. I'm not sure about exporting this Hangman's Alley, the save game. If you want this in your, if you want it in your game, yeah, you'd have to use Settlement Exporter. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much the tallest building that I've ever seen in Fallout 4. Now I've seen big buildings, especially on Spectacle Island, but nothing as tall as my building, as you can see, as it is quite pretty impressive. Of course we have the XO2 armor, which is also pretty impressive too, which is kind of why you don't see this for Fallout 76. But I reckon they held it back because they're going to charge you $20 for it. I'm not sure what it is in the original one, but yeah. And of course, yeah, people buying PCs and be able to mod it themselves. So I don't know. People stop buying consoles. I bought a PS4 console, but you know, that's when we had friends. But then of course, you know, we had the Sony PS3. That's when we were playing, and that was free to connect. Well, still the internet connection I still had to pay, but the PSN network was free. But I didn't find it worth it to keep on paying for the PlayStation Network for a service that I barely got anything out of it. So I kind of reckon if they bring in a free service, then it'll be pretty good. But buying consoles is just a waste anymore, and just buying games on PC is the way to go. Of course, you could say people don't have to upgrade and stuff, but anyway, that's your own kind of choice and thing is. But if they keep on going the way that they wanted to, which is everything on console, which I reckon Fallout 76 is a console port of the Xbox One X one, which they developed. So yeah, it is what it is. Maybe they'll change, maybe they'll not. Hopefully they will, Bethesda. But I never really did like Skyrim. I did like Fallout, and I did like how they brought it to 3D. Even though all the mechanics weren't there, but having it in 3D was definitely a game changer, an evolution for the game itself. And of course, having building, they didn't say that it was Markley building in Fallout 4, but it became one of the main staples of it, because that's pretty much the ones you could definitely influence in the game, where you could build your own stuff. Now, I'm not saying not many players were interested in the building. They were just into just shooting things and maybe the questing and storylines, but or the drama. But it definitely gave me definitely further value to see that you could definitely make an impact and construct and build things that would improve the wasteland. And definitely there's a lot of improving that could be done in the wasteland. But anyway, I've spoken too long, and that's just my rant on it. I just add my 2 cents on it as well. So, and yeah. Anyway, I will see you next time.